Hello and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I'm going to be covering patch 30.10, which is the big mid-season update. So if you enjoy the content, like and subscribe, and let's get into it. This is a huge patch. This is probably the biggest patch we've had since the item update, which was about 3 seasons ago. So yeah, let's cover it all. A lot of AP ratio buffs towards a couple of Marksmen. There are system changes towards Blast Cone, Minions, Trinkets, Turrets, and Unleashed Teleport. Huge overhaul to ADC items and support items, 3 new skins, and a couple of new items. So, let's go. Akshan is gaining some passive AP ratios, 1 to his passive, and 1 to his Q. His passive is also going to be slightly nerfed, base, with the shield now scaling non-linearly over scaling linearly, so it's a bit of a nerf early and mid game. Callista is gaining an EAP ratio, 1 to the slow, 1 to the damage. Kindred is gaining a WAP ratio and an EAP ratio to the slow. Nico is going to be gaining some slight power, 5 to 25 in the jungle on her Q, 25 to her W in the jungle, and her R is going to be gaining 20% AP. Her jungle clear is already really strong. She can currently clear at around 304 in a standard kind of clear setting. Of course, you can maximize that with certain things, but in normal games, you can maximize your clear to around 304, so she can probably clear in under 3 minutes now with this. That is really big for her. Vayne is also going to have a 50% AP ratio tied to her Q. This was originally going to be on her W, but then it made her too frustrating, so it's now being put on her Q, which is quite nice. This does equate to something, of course, when you go the new Ginsus, that will be 15 more damage on the Q. The critical strike item changes. So Bloodfaster is being changed. It's now going to have 3% more lifesteal, and it's going to have a passive where if you're above 50% health, you gain 10 to 40 attack damage based on level. This is going to scale later on into the game, so this is definitely not an item you're going to want either first or second, because the scaling means that it only really kicks in 13 onwards, I believe. Gale Force is also being pushed towards later on, as it no longer has Noon Quiver within its build path. It's kind of the same item, except from it now has movement speed on it, and it scales on crit chance. It's still a mythic. Ginsu's Rage Blade is changed to a mythic. This is now going to cost 600 gold more. It's going to have 30 attack damage, 30 ability power, 25% attack speed. The unique passive Wrath, which applies 30 magic damage on hit, converts during critical strikes into up to 150 more. Basic attacks now grant 8% attack speed up to 4 times. At max strength, every third attack applies on hit effects twice. It is a ramping mythic. You are going to want this item if you have a good split of damage and you have on-hit effects within your kit, or you synergize well with the on-hit items. The mythic passive will give you 5% armor pen and 6% magic pen. Seething Sorrow is the on version, 40 attack damage, 40 ability power, and 35% attack speed. Half-bound Axe is a terrible item, has been for the longest amount of time, so they're finally changing it. It's going to go up in price by 100 gold, and it's going to go up by 20 attack damage. This item is still going to suck ass. Immortal Showbow is going to be changed to a legendary item. It's going to lose 400 gold in cost. It's going to have its build path changed. It's going to now have attack speed on the shield, so that when this breaks, you gain attack speed. 30% attack speed. Overall, I don't see a lot of champs putting this item. Maybe someone like Neela and Yasuo will pick this up as a later option. But other than that, champs, you might see this being picked up by a couple of champs which really need the shield value against assassins. But as a lot of the on-hit items just kind of have more value, and the best defense is offense in this case, you kind of want more damage. I mean, okay, of course, Immortal Showbow will have a place. Like, if you're against something like a Talon or Kiana or a Zed who don't have Serpent's Fang, the shield will be massively valuable, so this will definitely be an item to consider on a couple of champs. Infinity Edge is being changed to a mythic item. It's going to now have 5 attack damage on its mythic passive. The stat line's not really changed, and the all upgraded item is going to be 100 attack damage instead of 70. This originally had a crit strike damage bonus on it, but it seems they've just pushed it towards full attack damage. Overall, this item does not look great as a rush option. I imagine you'll pick it up as a second or a third option. There are a couple of good first options which have Noon Quiver in their build path. You might also pick up a Noon Quiver and then itemize into Infinity. There are options there. Rashad, which was an attack speed energize item, is now a attack damage energize item. It's going to have 15 attack damage instead of 15% attack speed. Energized attacks now apply 60 bonus damage, so a slight nerf towards the item. Actually, it's probably power neutral because attack damage is more valuable than attack speed, but a lot of the champs which value this item would have probably preferred the attack speed, so you'll have to see where this lands. Kraken Slayer is going to be changed to a legendary item. It's now going to have a mythic a passive where it does magic damage on hit rather than true damage. So overall, just a nice item to split your damage. Also quite nice because it still has Noon Quiver in its build path. This will be a good option for like Cogmore, Varus, beyond hit ADCs, which are going to be building Kraken Slayer. Definitely. Mercurial Scimitar is gaining 10 magic resistance. Mortal Reminder is gaining 5 attack damage. I still won't recommend this item over LDR. I think LDR is just the superior pen item if you need one. Anti-heal, ADCs tend to be bad anti-heal applies, but if this can apply with static, we may see some Mortal Reminder. Navori is going to be changed to a mythic item. It keeps the same stat line, but it now has a mythic passive where it gives other legendary items 5 ability haste. This will also I mean, I can see this one definitely being built a lot more as a first option, but for the most part, both Navori and IE, I imagine, will stay as second options. Noon Quiver no longer builds into any mythic items. That's all it is. Phantom Dancer now costs 200 gold more. It's got an item recipe change, and it now gives 5% more attack speed. Rage Knife is now going up in 400 gold cost. Build path is not changed, still 2 daggers, just 400 gold slapped on top of that. Wrath now gives this item 20 magic damage on hit, and Seething Strike attacks got 5% attack speed, sticking up to 3 times for a max of 50% attack speed. Rapid Fire is going up in 500 gold in cost. It's now going to have 30 attack damage on it. The attack speed is going to go down by 20%, and it's now going to have the unique passive, which is still relatively similar to its old one, except for the energized attack scale based on level. Recurve Bow is going to go down 300 gold in cost. It's going to have 10% attack speed taken away from it, but it's going to do bonus magic damage on hit instead of bonus physical damage on hit. This is a buff, I believe, to the item. It makes it a bit more efficient, but not a huge amount more. The magic damage, of course, being nice for champs which do primarily physical, as yeah, you'll be splitting a bit more of your damage. Runin's Hurricane is going to go up 200 gold in price. It's going to lose 5% attack speed. It's now going to have a unique passive where attacks apply 30 magic damage on hit. Its unique passive of the Wind's Fury is going to go up by 10% total AD as well. Will now additionally saturate any minions in range if no champion can be found. I believe it already did this. Wait, Wind's Fury. Wind's Fury now additionally search for any minions in range if no champion can be found. Oh, maybe it looks... Rules update. Ah, okay. Cool. So it just reduces the case when no additional bullets will fire. I think this is just like a fail-safe in a way. Static Shiv is going to be an item which is returning. So yeah, total cost 3,000 gold. It's going to have Noon Quiver in the build path, 45 attack damage, 25% attack speed, 20% crit chance, and it's going to have a unique passive Electroshock, where your attacks will fire Chain, Lightning, and they will do 60 to 170 plus 50% AP to champions, and they will do more damage to minions, 100 to 200% damage to minions. So 6 to 12 scaling on that as well. This will be the premier Waveclaw item, definitely. Storm Razor is going to go up 300 gold in cost. It's going to do 10. It's going to have 10 more attack damage. It's now going to have a unique passive where it gives you movement speed instead of a slow, so 45% movement speed on that. Collector is gaining 6 lethality. This definitely makes this one more of a rush option. I would definitely consider rushing Collector if your champ can utilize lethality well. Someone like Caitlyn or Jhin could definitely utilize this buff quite nicely. Zeal is being slammed into the ground. It's going up in 50 golden cost. It's going to lose 2% movement speed, 3% attack speed, and the passive has been removed. Oh, so this is a slight buff, quotation marks. Not that you're really going to pick up multiple seals, but yeah, that's nice, I guess. Duskblade is no longer going to have the unique passive Night Stalker, where you go invisible. Instead, your spells are going to do up to 50% bonus damage based on target's missing health, maximize at 20% remaining health. Night Stalker, when you damage an enemy champion in the past 3 seconds, you become invisible for 1.5 seconds. It's now going to be when a champion you have damaged within the past 3 seconds die, you become untargetable not by non-structures. This effect does not destroy incoming missiles and breaks upon taking any action that would normally exit stealth. Doesn't actually seem that great. I think this is definitely going to be something people overreact to. Yeah, it's a frustrating mechanic, but on a 10-second cooldown, this item probably won't be too strong unless this does enough to kind of carry it. Prowler's Claw is going to be changed to a legendary item, going down 100 golden cost, losing 5 AD, losing 5 ability haste, losing 3 lethality. The active has been removed, Sarge. Surge Strike, after dashing, blinking, or exiting self, your next attack deals damage, 85 to 45% attack damage, and it's a bit less for range. If the owner was melee, the attack slows by 95% for 0.5 seconds. This is kind of similar to the old Dustblade, I believe. I think that might actually be identical to the old Dustblade. So, yeah, it's just pushed onto Prowler's Claw now. I did not mean to click that. Yomu's Ghostblade is now going to be a mythic item. It's going to go up 100 gold in cost. It's going to gain 5 AD, 5 ability haste. It's now going to have 25% bonus movement speed on its active. The passive Horn is now going to grant it, it has been removed. Horn is now moving, generate spectral swords up to 100 for each stack, gain 0.4 movement speed, maximum 40 movement speed out of combat. And maximum stacks gain 8 to 20 lethality based on level. These stacks reset 3 seconds after dealing damage to an enemy champion while at max stacks. Empowers each of your other legendary items with 7 attack damage. This is going to be the premier Hecarim item, I believe. Yeah, I don't really see... I mean, a lot of champions will run this. I reckon this item will be overloaded on release, so we'll have to see. This will definitely be a very solo queue tailored item. A lot of lethality champs will massively benefit from this. Champs like Graves will have a field day with it as well. Support item changes. So a couple of these items are being pushed towards being cheaper, making them more attractive for support. So Abyssal Mask is dropping in 600 golden cost. It's going to be losing 250 health, 10 ability haste stays the same, up 20 magic resistance. The unique passive Unmake is staying. It's slightly nerfed, I believe. I believe this used to be 1.6. It might be 1.2, but I think it used to be 1.6. And Eternity has been removed. This is kind of sad for a lot of champions, which could use this to allow them to become laners. Things like Maokai really benefited from it. Nautilus was another one which really benefited from this being a rush option on him. Kind of allowed for his roaming playstyle. You can, of course, still go Sunfire Nautilus, but this does hurt a lot of champs which used to rush it. I still imagine this will be a rush option item, though. It's still relatively decent. This is quite nice. Ardent Sensor is going down 200 gold in cost. It's losing 25 ability power. Base mana regen is going down by 25%. It's now going to have 5% movement speed. And its passive is slightly buffed in both regards. Slightly early on the attack speed. And slightly more on the on-hit damage as well. Oh yeah, 5 to 20 goes, is now 15 to 30. So quite nice there. Chalice of Blessing is... it's being introduced as a new component meant to build into other enchanter items to provide some additional value by allowing supports to access mana regeneration early. So total cost 900 gold, 200 health, 50% base mana regen, unique passive, gain 25% base health regen for every additional 25% mana regen. So that's kind of like... it's quite a nice option to have for a enchanter support, definitely. Chemcheck Putrefy is going down 200 gold in cost. It's losing 5 ability power. It's losing 25% base mana regen, and it's gaining 2% heal and shield power. The unique passive stays the same. Echoes of Ahelia is a new item, 2,300 gold in cost, 30 ability power, 200 health, 15 ability haste, 125% base mana regen. Unique passive, dealing damage will to an enemy champion, grants a soul shard up to 2 max. Healing or shielding an ally consumes all soul shards, and restore 20 to 100 based on ally health, and deals 30 to 200 based on allies level magic damage per shard to the nearest enemy champion. This is this is an item. It does, well, it does a lot for healing. 20 to 100 is quite nice, and dealing a nice amount of damage towards enemy champions. Without kind of a baseline, it'll be interesting to see where this item lands. because there are a lot of champions which can synergize it quite nicely. And the unique passive, Dissonance, gain 3 ability power by 25% base mana regen, disables Harmony, is quite nice as well. With the passive, empowers each of your other legendary items with 5 ability haste. 5 ability haste is one of the more important stats for support, so we'll definitely have to see where this item lands. It looks relatively strong. Even Shroud is dropping 200 gold in cost. The stat line is staying the same, and unique passive is also staying the same. Wait, it's just going down in 200 gold in cost. Wait, what? This item's already this item's already really strong. I definitely recommend even Shroud for majority of supports. Locket is a terrible item at the moment, especially in solo queue. In competitive, it has a lot more value, and there are such sorts where you can build Locket, but even Shroud is almost always going to be better in most circumstances. This item is just really helpful as it amps allies damage, which is really valuable as a support. And because they kept nothing Locket, it's this is just kind of the better option. But this is really cheap for an item. This will actually maybe even enable it on bruisers possibly. We'll have to see where this one lands, because I imagine things like maybe even Aatrox, I mean Maokai Atop. There are a couple of champions which can definitely abuse this, as it's a lot cheaper now. Imperial Mandate is going to be going down 200 gold in cost. It's going to be gaining 15 ability power. Yeah, it's okay. Is enough? Okay, yeah. It's now 35 to 75 instead of 45 to 75, and 70 to 150 instead of 90 to 150. So it's just nerfed a bit early, but the price has gone down and the ability power's gone up. This is also a huge buff. By the time you have this online, you won't really notice the nerf. Okay, these are all kind of weird, because these are huge buffs towards support. This now being a legendary and being stronger almost, it's just nuts. So, yeah, we'll have to see how this one goes. Nami, Maokai, Karma can all abuse Imperial Mandate really nicely now as a legendary item. Knight's Vow is going to be dropping 100 gold in cost, losing 50 health, gaining 25 armor, losing 5 ability haste, losing 75 base health regen, and the unique passive is staying the same. Overall, this item definitely looks a lot more power neutral. It's losing a lot, but gaining 25 armor, and gaining, it's going down 100 gold in cost. But yeah, this is going to hurt it. Losing just some stats on ability haste and health is also going to hurt it. Lifeline Pendant is 1050 gold. It's 150 health, 25 armor, 5 ability haste. That's pretty bad for 150 gold. This is definitely going to be one of the more you're going to want to just buy the components of this and probably skip buying the full item, because that's 400 gold worth of stats. This is about 300. It's a little over 3. It's more like 400, so it's about 800, and then 5 ability haste maybe like 50 to 100 golden worth in value. So yeah, this is about 900 generously. And yeah, that's a really good and efficient item. So yeah, definitely some of the components of this cloth armor and ruby crystal are a lot more beneficial to you. Locket of the Iron Solari is going to be going down 200 gold in cost. It's going to also so the shield's also going up by 20 to 30. So it's slightly buffed. I imagine you'll still go even Shroud, but this isn't a nice buff, definitely. This will help a lot of situations. 20 to 30 more health on this shield on this item. Converts into excess health, basically. So yeah, this is quite nice. Definitely makes this item less of a feels bad, and can probably, because the shield often does get broken, it can absorb more. So yeah, this is definitely a big buff actually. Makes this item a lot more favorable in certain circumstances. Mikhail's Blessing is going to have 250 health. It's going to lose 50 magic resistance. It's going to lose 1 heal and shield power. The heal is going to go from 100 to 180 to 100 to 250. And the unique passive, Harmony, is going to gain 25% base health regen for every 25% base mana. This is actually pretty good of an item still. Losing 50 magic resistance hurts, but 250 health makes it more of an all-round situational, all-round item. You're no longer, it was quite nice into high magic damage comps as like a supportive tank item in certain circumstances. You could build this on things like Shen and Ornn. even though like the base mana regen doesn't affect Shen because he's an energy champ and wasn't really that valuable on. This item was still really nice to be a bit more supportive towards the team. It's definitely more universal now. But yeah, this kind of it's kind of feels right, but yeah, more universal. Midseason Renewer is going down 200 gold in cost, losing 5 ability power. The rest of the stat line is unchanged. Unique passive Starlight Grace. Healing is shielding an ally. Chains to the nearest ally champion. Excluding yourself. Healing for 25% based on ally target level. Or shielding 30-40% based on ally target level of the original man. So it is a chain heal item. And it empowers each of your other legendary items with a 5 ability haste, which is also quite nice. So overall, this is like a chain item. We'll have to see where this one lands. I'm trying to think of the last kind of... I mean, I guess Old Moonstone was similar to a chain item. This just makes it more of a dual chain item rather than like a team heal. So, yeah. No, it's quite nice, though. Radiant Virtue. 500 gold down in cost. Losing 50 health. Losing 10 ability haste. The Guiding Light unique passive is going to be slightly nerfed. It's going to be losing... 2.5% of the max health gain. It's going to be losing 5% on 0.5% on the heal. So this will be overall. Oh, it's over 9 seconds. Well, it's a 12% because it ticks once at the start. So this is 12% down to 10% on that, and the mythic passive is going to be losing 25 bonus health. Overall, this item for 500 gold cheaper is still relatively strong. It's definitely going to hurt it on certain champions, which could actually afford this item at 3,200 and liked the strong stat line. But overall, this will definitely help a lot of support champs. So it's definitely still a strong item. Redemption is going to be gaining 50 health. It's going to be losing 1 heal and shield power. The active is going to be gaining. Is going to be buffed from 180 to 340 to 200 to 400, which is huge for the item. And it's going to have the unique passive Harmony added onto it. This is a huge buff for Redemption. Redemption, already a relatively strong item on a lot of supports. 180 to 340 to 200 to 400 is a lot of heal to gain. Yeah. Shorty's Battle Song is going to be going down 200 gold in cost, losing 5 ability power, and it's going to be losing 5% bonus movement speed on the unique passive. So overall, just... A slight tap down in overall power on the item, but you can kind of for 200 gold cost cheaper. This is big. This is still a nice buff towards the item. Staff of Flowing Water is going to be 200 gold cheaper, losing 15 ability power, losing 25% base mana regen, gaining 5% movement speed, and the unique passive is going to be going from 25 to 45 to 30 to 45 based on allies' power level, the AP you get. So overall, you're losing 10 ability power, 10 to 15 ability power on the item overall. This will, when you're working with an ally, you're losing 25% base mana regen and gaining 5% movement speed. Overall, this is kind of power neutral. It just feels better to have it early, definitely. Watchful Woodstone is going to be a 1,100 gold in cost. It's going to be unchanged, other than the fact that it now has... Oh, yeah, okay. So, can only be purchased after completing your support item quest. Total cost 1,100. It's going to have a base mana regen of 50%. The unique passive is staying the same, and the unique passive Blessing of Ixtal grants 8% increase to bonus health, bonus attack damage, ability haste, and ability power. So this is 12 to, well, okay, so yeah, this is 8% on this one, and then I'm pretty sure it goes to 20% on the full item, which is 2,300 gold. So Watchful Woodstone plus 1,200, 250 health, 10 ability haste, mana regen of 50%. You can store 3 control wards, increase your stealth ward and control ward placement cap by 1, and 20% increase to bonus health, bonus attack damage, ability haste, ability power. This is quite a nice item. Definitely allows you to cap out your build with an item that allows you to hold on to control wards and increase your placement of them. Zeke's Convergence going down 200 gold in cost. It's going to be 50 health. It's going to lose 50 health. It's going to gain 10 armor. Going to lose 5 ability haste. It's going to not change past that. So yeah, losing a couple of stats. but going down 200 gold in cost. So yeah, fairly power neutral on this one. Divine, well, it's actually, I'd say it's power negative, honestly. 200, losing 200 gold on cost on this item for 50 health, 10 armor, and 5 ability haste. Pretty harsh. Divine Cinderer is going to be changed to be less of a tank counter item and more of just a general item. So 120%. 125% of base AD plus 6%, 3% if range of target's maximum health to 160% of base AD plus 4% to 2% of target's maximum health. So yeah, overall just less of a tank shredder, more of a just base armor, base AD item. Fimbulwinter no longer consumes the mana, pointless, whatever. Fimbulwinter is still going to be a terrible item. Fawn is being slammed into the ground. It's no longer going to give the 25% magic damage reduction. It's now going to give you 30 bonus magic resistance, which is terrible. Gold cost is going to go down by 100. Health's going to go up by 50. Magic resistance is going to go down with 10. Passive absorb maximum stack, so you have to stack it for longer as well, 6 to 10. Like for going down for getting it online earlier, gaining 50 health, losing 10 magic resist, so really realistically the new font's going to give you 20 bonus magic resist. This is just a huge nerf. This item's going to feel so terrible. It's going to take ages to ramp, so you're going to be mitigating even less magic damage as well. Overall, this is just going to hurt the item so much. Yeah, we'll probably end up having to buff this, definitely. Gold Drinker is going to go down 100 gold in cost, and it's going to gain 25 mythic passive bonus health for legendary items. Terrible, whatever, Gold Drinker is still an awful item. Don't build it, go one of the other things. Hull Breaker is going to gain 10 attack damage, and it's now also going to grant 5% bonus movement speed for 200 gold more in cost. Big for the item, really helps a lot of the builds, which can, a lot of the champs which can go it. A lot of them really value the 5% movement speed. Champs like Aatrox, Camille, Olaf, Fiora really benefit from this. So, Yorick even. So, yeah, definitely a nice buff towards them. Not that some of them need it, but yeah, the Aatrox Triforce build is getting a lot of love, so we'll have to see where that one lands. Still terrible on ranged champs. I wish this was viable on Argot, but this does not address the problems. Unlucky. Lord Dominic's Regard is going to deal increased physical and magic damage based on maximum health difference. You might see niche circumstances of mages buying it, but I don't really see it. This does just help split damage ADCs. It's a buff towards like Zeri and Kaiser and champs which have AP damage within the magic damage within their kit. Lost Chapter is now going down to 1,100 total cost, which is huge. This item is now going to be really strong to rush. Sapphire Crystal Start is now going to be a really good thing to go. Champs like Asol, Malzahar, Swain, all massively are buffed from this. There's so many champs which are benefiting from this. This is a huge buff towards mages. This could possibly make mages in the mid lane one of the strongest things to go. Even with all the assassin changes. This is just such a huge buff, because it basically means that you can't go in lane. Well, it's really hard to go in lane. You can still go 0 mana in lane, but yeah, it becomes a lot harder. More is going to go down 100 gold in cost. It's going to... passive lifeline cooldown is going to go from 75 to 90 seconds, and the shield duration is going to go from 5 to 2.5. So overall, if you tie this in with the Fon nerfs as well, and yeah, this is nerfed, and then you tie that in with the fact that Lost Chapter is being buffed and Rabadon's also being buffed, yeah, that's quite nice for mages. So maybe we'll start seeing mages a lot more. Yeah, 5% bonus on Rabadon's as well. Really nice towards mages as a class, both this and that, and then else towards the AP other magic resist items. Syrinx is now going to give you 25% increased size and 30% tenacity for 8 seconds when it procs, which is quite nice. A couple of bruisers will really value this. When Lifeline triggers, so this does mean it's only when you get low, but you can sometimes survive the full 8 seconds whilst your Syrinx is procced on bruisers, whether it is to escape or to continue fighting for healing, stuff like this. A lot of bruisers will definitely value this. Stridebreaker is going to gain 10 attack damage. Really big for the item. There are a couple of champs which can already build this item as like best in slot or close to best in slot. A lot of them are currently beaten by Eclipse, but this definitely makes it a more appealing item. Darius, Garen, Kled all come to mind. Kled, of course, can... well, Darius probably Triforce, Kled, Eclipse at the moment, but... yeah, Showbacker becomes a lot more appealing of a cripple item for them, so yeah, don't sleep on it. Trinity Force is now going to have its threefold strike duration going from 3 to 5 seconds, 5 more attack damage, and 5% more attack speed. This was why you'll probably end up seeing this one on Darius instead, because this is a pretty big buff towards the item, definitely a lot more valuable on split pushing and just overall fighting and skirmishing. So you'll value this one if you want to catch people, you'll value this one if you're just straight up fighting people, and you don't really need the chase as much because you already have good things within your kit to chase with. Champs like Darius already have good ways of just catching people. Things like Ghost Flash, E, W all have high value in that. So yeah, you probably start seeing Triforce on him a lot more. Early game adjustments. We're going to see Phantom Mana regen go up. Home guard time is going to start a lot earlier, 20 to 14 minutes. Blast cones are going to come up a lot later into the game. Minions are going to be faster in the mid lane, also a buff towards mages and just champs which want to get gold faster. Tunnel vision, minions that are currently attacking an enemy tower will ignore call for help, so just let them focus. Minions that are currently attacking an enemy tower will ignore call to help signals to target enemy champions. But this just makes diving a lot easier, if I'm reading this correctly. Yeah, I think that does. Turret, wait, no call for help. Oh wait, maybe it makes diving harder. Your minions are hitting their turret, you start hitting them, they hit you back, your minions aren't helping you. It makes tower diving harder. I really had to think about that one. I'm really tired. I haven't slept in a while. Turret is now gonna be champion damage to towers, champion base AD, whichever was higher, bonus AD or 6% of AP. Champions that now deal total AD plus 6% of their ability power. This is a big buff to certain split pushers, definitely. Turret plating is now going to have play down, rush down resistances 20 seconds after taking play, 0 to 180 based on the number of champions, 45 to 225 based on the number of champions. Yeah, this punishes, well, this makes it harder to just instantly take towers with multiple champions and Rift Herald and stuff like that. Unleash Teleport is now enabled 4 minutes earlier. Woo! Victory for top lane! The deadest role in the game at the moment. Let's go. Unleash Teleport cooldown 240 to 330 to 240. What? Oh, shit. Okay, never mind. I should have read the entire thing. Trinket changes will, X-ray Vision. Farsight will now provide vision over walls within 500 units. Hey, listen, Farsight will now ping enemy champions revealed on the minimap. Intruder alert. Upon detecting an enemy champion for the first time, Farsight will ping the enemy champion on the minimap. Expand its vision radius to 800 units and then what the... Okay, I mean, that's an interesting one. So, I mean, that makes Farsight more of a one-time kind of, ping. Yeah, that's interesting. I think this might devalue Farsight, actually. Yeah, it can help, because it kind of, the idea of Farsight is to, like, set up an area where you want to just continuously hold vision without really needing to go to that area, but this now forces you to kind of go to that area if you know the enemy is around it, like setting up for Baron and stuff like that. Oracle Lens. If the inner Oracle Lens is actively hitting a ward, their team will now gain vision of the ward so they can completely clear it out. Double Vision. Oracle Lens will now have 2 charges. Charge recharge time 120 to 60, 160 to 100. Duration 10 seconds to 6 seconds. These are going to be some new changes to definitely get used to. ARAM adjustments. Buffs to Evelyn, Milio Shen, buffs to Nara, Gregor's Clyde. Mythic Shop rotation, now available. Prestige Zaya skin, Prestige Vayne skin, leaving, Senna, Kane, and the Ribbon Chroma. Bug fixes, a lot of them. Oh yeah, this one's quite nice. I hated this. And then the new skins, yeah. So Ari, Morgana, and Varus. These all look really nice, and their respective chromas. Yeah, these all look really good. if you enjoy playing these champs, I definitely recommend picking them up. Or don't pick up a Morgana one. Don't play Morgana. The champ's terrible. Stop it. Yeah, Barris. Looks pretty cool. I like this one here. Overall, that's kind of the patch. There's a huge amount of changes going on, obviously, but it's one of the biggest patches we've ever had in recent times. We'll have to see where the meta lands. Sad that we're still going to be put most likely in an ADC support, well, ADC bot lane, kind of jungle, turning around the meta, top lane and mid. I mean, mid's going to feel better to play, definitely, especially if you're playing mages or some of the assassins which benefit from those items. And then, yeah, Yasuo, Yone, we'll have to see where they land with these new items. Top lane is just going to really suffer. Again, though, I don't think the Unleashed teleport changes are going to do that much. They might allow you to impact fast, well, they give you a chance to impact the map faster, but you are very much forced to not have used your TP by, like, that mark kind of thing. So, yeah, we'll have to see where that lands. But overall, yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next one. Goodbye.